Hey guys, my name is Sidney Udy. A lot of people know me as Sid Vicious, the wrestler. As a wrestler, I was two-time world champion, WCW, two-time WWF world champion. Those were some of the good accomplishments that people would look at like that right there. I like to pride myself also as maybe one of the hardest workers in my profession too. Okay, some people ask me, Sid, how did you get into professional wrestling? It was back in the era back in the day when Memphis had a USFL football league team. It was called the Memphis Showboats, and it had an open tryout, which I went to it. Long story short, I made it to the last cut and never had played a minute of college football. Well, after making that to the last cut, I decided I got me a scholarship offer at Arkansas State. I knew a doctor who knew the head coach there, so I figured, a couple years there and I could probably play offensive line for somebody. Well, at the time, Memphis wrestling was like one of the strongholds of the wrestling world. They had all the greats. They had Hogan, Hillbilly Jim, which was Harley Davidson, Randy Savage, which was Randy Savage, Coco Beware, just all the guys that ended up going to the WWF. Well, they were all in the same gym I was working out at, and they said, what are you doing, man? And at the time, my wife was pregnant. I said, man, I'm trying to get into the football business. They said, man, you'd be a great wrestler. I really hadn't seen wrestling since I was about in the 4th grade. I didn't really know what wrestling was about, but the idea of making money right away was appealing. So that's what happened. They introduced me to, everybody in this area knows a guy named Toto Yamamoto. He was the trainer for this area, and if you made it, you had a place to wrestle, and that was Memphis TV, which was a real great place to start. So that's what happened. I got into right there, started here in Memphis as a character called Lord Humongous with a hockey mask, and then started Sid Vicious, and that's how it all got started. Got a call in WCW from a guy named Eddie Gilbert, which gave me my break and was the reason for all my success in the wrestling business, and that's how I got into it. During that run as a wrestler, I think everybody knows because it was one of the most looked at videos where I had a compound fracture of the tibia and fibula, which ended my career just a little early. And something like that happens. What happens is there's no muscle down there for the blood to get there to heal, and that's why they put horses to sleep. In my case, there was a surgery that helped me out that took my kneecap off, put a titanium rod in. So after doing that, I sort of lost the ability to run, but that was at one time something I really enjoyed. I met Dave Ferguson at an MMA event in Tunica, and he offered me to come down here and start working out. Since then, things have really changed for me. I started off just picking up some of the things some of the guys like Harry was doing in the morning. Finally, one afternoon, Kevin, the guy that runs Kevin's Boxing Fitness, invited me into one of his classes, and then doing all this footwork and stuff. It just, it was just unbelievable. One day at home, I was walking across the house, and I told my wife, she noticed it too. I said, hold on a second, man, I'm walking without a limp. Now, somebody might think that that's not a whole lot, to look up and say, hey, that's a big deal. But when you lose something like that and you get it back, even if it only lasts for 5 minutes that day or 10 minutes that day, you get that back, and that's a great feeling. That's one of the things this place here has done for me. Another thing happened when I broke my neck. I was paralyzed on the left side. I had a really hard time controlling, like carrying a plate of food to the living room. Working with this rope here, pulling it to me, and working with Harry, Kevin, Blake, and all the guys here, I'm now able to carry food without dropping it on the way down, walking into the living room to watch TV and eat supper. Again, that doesn't sound like much, but when that is taken away from you, it means a lot. I'm not kidding. Just again today, when I can walk across the floor, again, if it's just for half a day or just for an hour, and walk normal without that limp and without the pain, that's worth it for me to come here. And you see us just sweating and sitting here. Can you imagine what happens when you're really working? So that right there, and then this is for sure, guys. You can look it up and you don't want to believe me. In fact, it says if you work out, you're going to live longer and you're going to do things in life that you enjoy longer. And like today I was able for the first time in a while really kneel down with a lunge, touch my knee, and come back up. So what that'll relate to in life is one day I'll be able to bend over and say 5 years from now and check my water meter or pick up or garden or something like that. So that's what this does for you. It extends the things you want to do. Well, again, when I first started here, I was real sporadic. Now I'm coming, I'd say pretty good 5 or 6 days a week, and a lot of times twice a day. I'll come here, do my workout, do the boxing class, and then come back that evening and do another boxing class. And it's just simple. I am advancing. I'm walking better. I'm running better. I'm able to jog now. I'm doing every little menial task. I know it sounds silly, but I eat a lot of fruit. I'm able to pick up a watermelon in one hand and walk around. That's from taking those balls and doing the lunges with it. Just everything in my life is much better right now. And when I leave here in the afternoons around 7 or 8, it's that feeling everything's done. And for some people, only people that do this know what I'm talking about. It's like, what a day, It's just great being here. You get this tired bench pressing. You just don't. What happens, you have to stay there. Kevin too, he's not going to let you come off that bag. I did a couple times because he could just beat me up if he wants to. At this point, I don't care. I'm already beat up. I want to thank you, Spencer, and I'd like to thank again Memphis Judo and Jiu-Jitsu for everything you guys have done for me. Thank you very much.